Hi, Cathie Hatrick-Anderson here, and I want to talk a little bit about Dr. Cook's Bitless Bridle and where it lies on the horse's face. A lot of people that are using this are getting feedback from people saying that this cuts their wind off or has their nose in a vise, okay? Or that it is very severe on their nasal bone. So I want to show you the tip of their nasal bone is right here. All right. And if you look, the Bitless Bridle, the proper fit is to be 1.5 to 2 inches from the corner of this mouth. So when you use a bit, that goes in, and when they get a wrinkle, or even if they don't get a wrinkle, the first cheek teeth, that's this one here, it's overgrown on this horse skull. The bit hits that first cheek tooth. It lands right in front of it and hits it. So if you look at the first cheek tooth in relation to where it sits, and I did actually just go back to my horses, and the first cheek tooth is way up in here. I have to put my hand up here to get to it. So the first cheek tooth is right there, and then the point is way out here. So this is covered by a lot of flesh and muzzle. But when you follow that here, and then the nose band is above that even, we're talking that it's resting more in here. It's not on the tip of this bony structure. Okay, so yeah, it's all delicate tissue, and the horse has nerves, many nerves inside his face, okay, but much more on the outside of his face, but much more on the inside. Okay, where the bit lies on sensitive structures. So this horse has real serious issues on the inside of his mouth. The bit lays on the bars of the horse's mouth. For this, I am going to use, he's losing teeth. Again, real serious issues inside this horse's jaw. But this horse, if you can see, has bone spurs. The bone spurs are very sharp. The only way a horse can get a bone spur is from this bit riding back and forth. Okay, this is a rubber bit, and the tongue lays over the bars of the horse's mouth. This is the bar. Lays over the tongue lays over the bar. The bit placed on the tongue. And when we ask the horse to slow down by pulling straight back, or right, left, this motion in this bit creates the bone spurs. The tongue is a very sensitive organ, and I would venture to say that the horse's tongue, the bars of his mouth, the inside of his oral cavity, is much more sensitive than the outside of the horse's face. Does that mean we want to be pulling really hard on the outside of the horse's face? No. But to compare that to cruel punishment of the horse by having the bitless bridle on his face to a rubber, never mind metal bit, on the sensitive horse's tongue, or the bars of the horse's oral cavity, it doesn't even make sense at all. You can't compare one to another. That'd be like saying if somebody's poking me on the outside of my face or my nose, yeah, I'm going to be comfortable, or on the outside of my body, but if you put something inside my mouth, I would venture to guess that is going to hurt a whole lot more than if you put something on the fleshy part of my face, or anywhere on my body, as opposed to sticking me in the mouth with metal and pulling hard. Okay, so we should not be pulling hard on the bitless bridle. It should be a suggestion, a pull and a release, soft touch, just like you would want to have soft touch on a horse's bit if you're using a bit. Anyone that's doing a constant pressure, that's going to make the horse uncomfortable and you could piss them off. It's not correct riding and there's retraining to be done. But when I used bits, I would never allow somebody that was uneducated to get on my horse, even though I used bits and I didn't think there was anything wrong with them. I still knew uneducated hands on them would be quite severe, and I would have them ride on a flat halter. So I hope this dispels some rumors and myths about how horrible the bitless bridle can be to a horse's nose, or trapping his head in a vise. Okay, his head is encircled by this bitless bridle, and when you pull on one rein, he feels it around his poll, on his cheek. If I pull this rein here, he's going to feel pressure on his face right here.